She came. She has come.
Fire.
Sie ist gekommen. And there's a whole lot of people saying that this could win Eurovision that were not saying it last week. And I knew it. I knew this would happen. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Firstly, Alejandro. Today, Tommy. Thank you so much for the subscriptions. I saw them on the way in. I mean, what a weekend. We've got so much to talk about tonight. To be honest, I've got no idea how to get through it. I have been out most of today as well. So I have been cramming national selections, trying to get everything done in time. But I'm here. I'm excited. Jay will be joining in a bit as always. As per usual, he's finishing work at 8 p.m. The background music. You know what? You guys really hate this background music, don't you? Fine. No more background music. So much to talk about tonight. We have had Finland, Malta, Ukraine, Latvia, Ireland, of course. Please put it back on. No. Shout out to like the 3 people who like the background music. So much to talk about tonight. It has been such a blessed weekend. It has been such a blessed weekend. And honestly, this is what I think we all earned. After how bad last weekend was, we earned this. I'm so proud of all of us. Seriously, after just a total disaster, it felt like the whole stream last week. In some ways, I kind of felt a bit sad that I kept being negative because it just felt like there was disappointment after disappointment. This week, there's so much good stuff. Mr. Chippy, thank you for the Prime sub. There's a hype train over on Twitch right now. I don't know what happens if that goes up, but it says I'm 93% of the way to something. So I guess keep that going now. This is a really exciting day. Oh, someone else, Lee, thank you so much. Send the witch, the only one of my subscribers who I have shouted "Send the witch" at Nemo with. Why didn't you mention? Right, gosh, so much going on. Firstly, the good news, the best news, I have off to my side over here. We're going to be getting into it in a little bit. I'm going to tell you all about what happened in Ireland, firstly. Secondly, we are going to be looking at the RTE hamper. I have all of the items here. I wasn't able to bring the bag home itself because it didn't fit in my rucksack, and I only went to Ireland with a rucksack. And unfortunately, there was 1 or 2 items that were too big, so wouldn't have been able to go through an airport. Oh gosh, thank you so much for the gift. There's so much going on. Oh, I don't know where to look. Honestly, this is my favorite bit of the stream, just because all hell breaks loose at the start, and it's really great to see you all again. Thank you, Ashquin Marine, for the 550 subs. Thomas, thank you for the sub as well. Thank you, Chisical. My brain is fried right now, and I just am finishing my coffee. So, yes, first, Finland. That's what we're going to start with. Later on, we're going to talk about... we are going to talk about all the national finals from this weekend. Probably not the semi-finals, just because it's going to be a time issue. We're going to go through the different items. Thank you for the bits. We're going to go through the different items on the... that were in my hamper. I did see a tweet that I particularly enjoyed, which was like, I'm absolutely dying at the idea of ESC Gabe going home with a tanning kit from the RTE studio. It was a bit surreal for me as well. I do want to start though. Well, like I said, I just want to tell you a couple of things. I usually start here with sort of channel updates, things that are going on. Number one, this Friday will be an on-the-ground vlog from Eurosong. That is what is happening this Friday with Ireland. The week after, we are going to Estonia this weekend. So the next video after this Friday will be in Estonia. That's going to be super exciting because we're going to have some really cool guests. Firstly, Sydney Thompson is going to be in the video. We're going to be having a little chat about the results of Estilal after they happen. I have a couple of artists who are probably going to be in it, a couple of participants. I'm not going to say who yet, just in case it falls through. I don't want to make them, I don't want to make anyone look bad by saying they're going to be in it and then something happens and plans change. So there's a lot going on. For that reason, make sure you're subscribed and make sure you're following on Twitch. There is an outside chance tonight that we will both hit 27,000 subscribers on YouTube and hit 1,000 followers on Twitch. That would be excellent. I can see so many people saying thank you. I can see loads of people following. Thank you so much, Garfield, Cookie Monster, Awesome Evergreen, Jitters, and Norcha. Nora, how was... Nora was in the press room at UMK, so any questions, she's the one to know. Got 'em, your band. Rolly West, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch as well. If you want some of the, honestly, most entertaining YouTube videos I have seen recently have been some of the videos where Rolly goes through like sort of piercing disasters, and you sort of watch it like through your fingers. But as somebody, it's really interesting watching it, seeing it from someone who knows so much about it. So make sure to go and subscribe to Rolly if you haven't already. 200 bits from Steve from Latvia, who is excited for something. It won't tell me what because it's cut off the message. You are going to get onto Like a Party, of course, and we will talk a bit more about each of the songs in Eurosong, but please understand, we're going to spend the least time on that because you are going to get a full video on it on Friday. Agonis, on the 2 chat streams, actually. So, of course, I should say, this chat you're seeing on screen, this is the Twitch chat. According to Twitch rules, I'm allowed to stream simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube. I can't put the YouTube chat on screen. I have to only put the Twitch chat on screen. If you are on the YouTube chat, I can see your messages. I will reply to, I'll try and keep it 50-50, but your messages will only appear on screen if you're on Twitch. So, lots going on. We're going to have Jay joining us in a bit. I'm going to need him to just message in the chat or something because I'm not going to see it otherwise. Alternatively, if he just joins the Discord call that I'm in waiting for him and just says hello, he'll randomly appear at some point. Thank you so much, Euro Towerly, who has just gifted 10 YouTube memberships. This is another thing I should say, and and that's a 3-month sub from Alistair over on Twitch too. I should say, thank you so much, Iris Howley. You can become a YouTube member, a tier 2 members and above, if they join the Discord channel, get videos on the Friday a day early. So you get to watch them on the Thursday night or the Friday morning if we're really, really up against the deadline. Gosh, so much going on. Did I know about Black Biceps getting a wild card to the final in Lithuania? Yeah, let's talk about Lithuania later. Brad Master, one of my old Guitar Hero friends, they're gifting 5 subs as well, and Freya subscribing with Prime. Thank you so much. There's so much going on right now. Like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know where to look. You're all being so generous right now. I really, really appreciate this. This is helping solve some of the financial woe I have wrought upon myself by paying for the Estonia trip, because it was actually quite expensive in the end. Can we talk about Malta? Yes. And thank you for the 20 bits, Zahad. Amazing to see you in other chats. Thanks for all your hard work. Thank you so much for being there. Tampere was not the same without you. I'll be there next year. That's a promise. Aston Villa Shorts in chat says, I'm trans. Good. I'm glad you felt you were able to share that with us. What else are we going on? What's your plan for tonight? Who will be first? Let's talk about Finland first. I want to talk about Finland first. Aston Villa Shorts now says serving cunt. I agree with that too. Yes. Oh, God, so much to do. And as Jazza Hazza rightly points out, it'll be on screen somewhere around here now. There, trans rights. And trans rights are human rights somewhere down here. I would encourage you all, by the way, if you can, donate to some organizations that support LGBT people and also women who need access to reproductive healthcare in the US, because that money is going to go a lot further now than it did a month ago. So if you're looking for inspiration on where you should be putting charitable donations this month, those are the places that I would go. I did once, long ago, when Roe versus Wade was shot down, I did do a charity stream actually at that time, raising money for Planned Parenthood to help preserve access to abortion in the United States. If I was going to do another stream now, I'd be tempted to maybe do a half and half to reproductive rights charities in the US, because I think that's where it's really needed, but also the other half to, I don't know, sort of Doctors Without Borders, someone like that. Basically some kind of agency that is involved in providing vital aid, whether that's medical aid, food aid, in Gaza at the moment. On that, let's move to our first national final. I'm going to press this button and we'll see if it comes on the screen. It did. Right. We're starting with UMK tonight. Because, well, of course we are. And some general thoughts first. I thought that the show gave me the impression for the first time, and I think they were close to this last year, but they really hit their stride this year. This was a country that is ready to host Eurovision in an arena where they have now reached the technical level that they'd be able to host Eurovision. And that's really exciting to me, because you could tell from last year to this year, I think the production team behind the Finnish national final have clearly gained a much stronger understanding of the arena, of how to produce in that arena, of how to make them sound better, because everyone sounded just a little better than they did last year. In addition, I thought some of the staging choices were really, really good. I think, I rather overexcitedly proclaimed Sara Sipilä to have one of the best stagings of all time last year. I think in reality, it was amazing in the arena, not quite as good on TV. The effect really didn't quite come across. I love you too, Gavin. And also I love you, Miikka. But I think we can say, while Erika Vikman's performance was the best and the staging was incredible, the technically best executed and cleverest staging has to be something else. And that was, of course, Made Of. And I'm going to mute it because I can't play the sound. But I'm just going to show you some of these illusions I thought were so clever. This kind of, these things where you got, rolling around in these things. And it's all done with camera tricks. Like the movements to make that, it's so precise, both in terms of the choreo and in terms of the camera. Jay is coming. I saw someone asking chat. Jay will be with us in a little bit. But of course, he finishes work at 8 p.m. So he can't run straight here. Someone says, shout out to Viesminest and Poolup. Maybe I should try and get them in the Estonian video. I'm sure I'll bump into them at some point. Bizarre story, actually. Sorry, this isn't related to Finland. I have to take a bunch of football scarves with me because basically the Kurvad Uudised Records office, that's the office of the record label that Lancelot and Kova from Viesminest help run. They have like a load of football scarves up. I have a bunch of football scarves just in a cupboard at the moment. I don't have anywhere good to put them. So I'm going to take them to Estonia, and they've said they'll put them up in their offices. So, yeah. That'll be fun. For those of you who are football fans, some of them are really obscure. So, like, I mean, for example, there's a few odd German ones, like Jan Regensburg, Preußen Münster, Dynamo Dresden is in there somewhere. FC Gateshead, slightly less exotic. I'm getting off path here. Thank you so much for the sub, Quantum Leap. But yes, back to this. The thing is that what struck me about this, what was it that made Doomsday Blue so special last year? It was the camera work. Bambi, brilliant performer, enabled by excellent camera work. This is where I saw the DNA of that. We were talking about what effect Sergio Jaén would have on this show. I think it's really visible in this performance. This was so polished, so far above any from last year in terms of the, technical sort of, you know what I mean. I haven't finished my coffee yet, okay? This was just such a massive improvement, and I'm really excited to see now what they can do next, because they don't seem to have any intention of stopping. No intention of stopping at all. So we'll see what comes next year. I think the crucial thing is now, and I mean, if we looked at the Finland Spotify Top 50, I'm sure this will be full of them. One sec, let me just find it for you. You get my full screen for a moment while I do it. Finland Spotify Top 50. Right, let's have a look and see where those tracks from UMK are today. So, straight back into the top 10, having already had one run. Ishkoma, Hitamin Hautan, Aina, Sekaisin, Madoff. I'm not sure where Porn. Oh, there it is. Near River, re-entering at 18. I mean, every single one of these songs were already commercial successes. But they're now going to get a second life. And obviously, Ishkoma is going to stay up there for quite some time. So I'm going to wait for Jay before I go through each of the performances. But this was really special for me. Obviously, really sad that she couldn't sing live, but it was actually a very novel solution. It was really impressive that they said, okay, well, go on stage and perform, and we'll just run a vocal feed that we took from your rehearsal. And it actually, I thought it was quite a good way of doing it, because it meant we still got, the sort of feel of it being live, and it was authentic because it was really her singing, albeit earlier in the day. And it meant we didn't get live on tape. And also for the people in the room, that's a lot better as well. Are we going to talk about Latvia? Yes, we will talk about Latvia tonight. Don't worry. Poor Marcus Riva. Can't get a break, probably because his songs are rubbish. Others, first thoughts. So out of these, just going to zoom in so you can see them. Nelly Matula, I thought sounded, and let me know what you guys think. In terms of pure, clean vocals, of how perfect they were, I thought Nelly Matula was great. I thought Nelly Matula was absolutely fantastic. And, again, it just really shows. It was actually really important in particular that Nelly Matula did sound great, because what it says is, to very established artists who might want to participate in this, it can say, we can take one of the biggest artists in the country, one of the best known artists in the country, we can give them a production that is perfect. We can give them a production that is perfect and make them sound amazing. Amazing. Thank you, TJ from NJ, for the subscription. As a reminder, if you're watching on Twitch and you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to one Twitch channel for free. That means you get to financially support me without paying another penny. yourself. And I've finished my coffee. And I think it is really important that, you know, you get to get these artists in and then you repay their trust by delivering to the standard that you'd expect. One I felt a little bit sorry for, but I think I know why it happened, was Nia River. It started really shaky. I think it got better as time goes on. Nino Vision, I'm timing you out for 30 minutes. You can't just advertise in someone's chat. Like, come on, don't be silly. Thank you so much, Wrestle Alex. Thank you so much, Rolly West, for your Prime subscriptions. Oh, and there was another one. Oh, wait, it was Wrestle Alex. Okay. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. I think Nia River, because of her lack of live performance experience, I think there was an element of nerves, an element of overexcitement. Because of that, it felt like her vocal was just a little bit, you know, a bit forced, like she was having to really push it out. I think she'll be disappointed to... I'm making you a moderator, Adam. There we go. She'll be disappointed with her performance, but at the same time, this has still been quite an important step forward for her in her career. I think we've got to remember that different artists have different goals here. I think Nia's primary goal was to make a radio breakthrough in the Finnish media, which is very difficult if you sing in English. It's sort of a known thing. And I mean, Nelly said it herself, not Nelly, Nia said it herself in her intro, that people had told her to sing in Finnish to make it easier to break through. If you're singing in English, even in Finland, you're competing with English-speaking artists from everywhere, so it's a lot more difficult to break out. So honestly, I think this is probably what she was hoping for, was the big break. I'm hoping that she has some follow-ups ready, because she'll need them. But yeah, tough break. And then, of course, we have the ultimate question with this one, which was, what happens if One Morning Left is in the mix? And my personal opinion is I don't think it would have changed the result. We already got 1,000 followers on Twitch, by the way, so thank you for that. I just saw that. I just checked the number and it came up. Yeah, the answer is I don't think it would have changed that much. I think they would have come maybe second or third. I don't think they would have quite had the appeal that Erika did. And I think, thank you so much, Pouring the Milk, for the subscription. I think also Goldilocks was clearly in the ascendancy, and the staging was so good live that I think those points were probably still going to be there. Right. So someone's asking, thank you so much for the 109 bits. Salzburgski Sir asks, will you watch the live performances? No, because it will get the entire stream demonetized. For those of you, thank you, Alejandro. I'm going on The Voice UK and singing one of my favorite songs. You Let Me Walk Alone by Michael Schulter. Tough song to sing well. I hope it goes well. Good luck. I know sometimes on The Voice they get you to change the song though, so sorry in advance if they do that. We're not watching the songs live on stream because last week Lucas Boon's record label claimed the copyright claimed the stream, and so they got all of the ad revenue. So we will play like 3 or 4 seconds of a song maximum. Don't blame Lucas; it's not his fault. But the content ID system does this automatically, and for whatever reason, for that song in particular, it was super, super tight. I'm thinking Jay will probably be here shortly. In the meantime, I want to quickly reflect on one thing, because this is going to be related to, we're going to do the Ukraine section later. We are going to do the Ukraine section later. Wait, what's Samantha Mumba done on Instagram? Do I need to look this up now? Should I? Let me, okay, the way you're saying this, I think something has happened. Right, search Samantha Mumba. Right, okay. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, you guys are going to love this. Oh, you're going to love this. Right, so all of this bit across the top is just, going through different, people being like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen to this. Special mention to the panel, aside from Bambi, who I stan, who not only didn't have the credentials, experience, or professionalism required, and were unnecessarily rude and vile to all the finalists, my parting gift to them is a bag of, that emoji, to slowly choke on. Would have said this in person, but they all left the green room before I had the opportunity to, unsurprisingly. Well... okay. So I briefly interacted with Samantha Mumba on Friday night. I should say, in person, and this was before her performance. Very, very kind. She was being very kind to everyone around her. But let's look back at the comments that the others made. Primarily, the one that stuck in my mind was about the song sounding like a bunch of demos stuck together, right? A bunch of different demos. That is a criticism that so many people have had. Thank you, Juan, for the subscription there. That is a criticism that so many people have had. It wasn't unique to the panel. It was something that loads of fans had been saying. Because it was true. The song was disjointed. And I did think that Samantha Mumba did have a real aura about her, which was really cool and did go a long way to explaining why she did so well with the juries. But this song was making it difficult. With respect, it just wasn't up to the standards that you would have needed in the contest. Now, honestly, for me, I find it refreshing. I understand why some people find it jarring, but I do find it refreshing that the panel in Eurosong is very honest. I mean, there's an interesting conversation to be had about whether it influences voting behavior, because they... Are you ready, Jay? Because I'll bring you in a second if you are. You should be able to hear me now, Jay, and if you speak, you'll probably be able to be heard on stream. Quickly say hello to check. I guess not.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. You probably had your microphone on mute, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I thought so. There he is. See, right. Everyone wave to Jay and say hello, Jay, in chat while I finish this thought that I'm currently going through. There is a serious question about... we'll get on to Railta and her petition signing in a minute. There is a serious question to be asked about whether the panel is a way to influence the public's voting behavior, because they were very negative about Railta, and then she came last. But at the same time, Railta's live performance was kind of dull. So, cuts both ways. As for Samantha, I think while they could have been nicer, sure, I didn't, when I was there and listening, I didn't feel that they were unnecessarily rude. I thought they were respectful. And I think it's not wrong to criticize people. I mean, what do you think, Jay? Do you think it's fair for the panel to criticize people in that way? Or do you think they should focus on being more positive? Or do you think they shouldn't be there at all?
I think they were quite harsh on everyone. Constructive criticism is good, right? But I just felt really... some of their comments felt quite mean. I think they should give, areas to improve. Because, I mean, obviously they want their participant to do well, right? But the way they worded some of the things was quite harsh.
Yes, I would say so. I think, to be honest, I mean, Railta was probably the worst victim of this. I have just turned up Jay, guys, so let me know if it's better now than it was a minute ago.
You sound good.
Was it mean-spirited? I think there's a line between honest and mean-spirited. I didn't disagree with most of what they said. And to be honest, I actually thought that Bambi in particular would be rather more blunt with Railta, because Bambi is not known to shy away from being honest. Now, I'd probably get rid of it if they want to expand the event. If they go to an arena setup, like if they go down the road to the arena in Dublin, out of that studio, which it's clearly going to outgrow, then I think they'd probably get more interest, because as an artist, having someone tell you you're shit, I mean, they didn't say that, but like having someone tell you that you're not good enough that hurts. It's a tough thing to do, and it does have a big effect. Unfortunately for Samantha Mumba, she probably was only the 4th or 5th or 6th best song in our selection. No disrespect and full recognition of what she's achieved in her career. I thought the comments were maybe a little on the harsh side, but for the most part, I agreed with them. Well, that's that. What a way to start. Samantha Mumba tells juries to suck a bag of dicks. Wonderful. Jay, you can see my screen. That's correct?
Yeah.
Good. We're going to talk about UMK.
Yes. Okay. I'm so
General
excited
thoughts
about this.
first. I've been talking about it a little bit already. I want to know what you thought of the show. We watched it together in this house.
Yes.
On that TV.
Yep. It was incredible. It was every single performance was very well staged, and even like the songs that I wasn't thinking about much, like Kosti's song. Sorry, Kosti, but like the staging was cool. I really like UMK because every time, for every song, they have really cool staging. And another staging that stood out to me was Goldilocks' staging. That was incredible. That was like, her performance was Eurovision ready.
Yeah, it was world
It's
class.
just unfortunate that she was in the same national final as Erika Vikman, but we'll get to that. And then, yeah, just I really enjoyed the show. I always enjoy UMK though, so
I got major FOMO. I don't know about you.
yes,
Not being there this year, I really missed it.
yeah, but we really could not have done that. Like, we couldn't have flown to Finland on the Friday.
On the Saturday.
No, on the Saturday.
Having done Eurosong. I mean, the thing is as
Yeah,
well,
no.
I will say I did my bit for the sort of Irish initiation of Emmy by buying her first ever shot of baby Guinness at the after party on Friday night. The problem is I then had about 7 more shots of baby Guinness with her brother and with the Eurovision team and with my friends and with some other random people. And so I think if I'd had to fly to Finland to do another national final that night, like, I mean, you saw me. We got back here. I had such a bad headache. I just went to bed.
Oh, yeah. Straight to bed.
In any case,
Oh.
back to UMK. I'm going to put so we're going to talk about each one in turn. I'm going to play literally 5 seconds of each song. That's all you're getting this time, because I got in so much shit last week that I'm not going to do it again. Give me a chorus, Nia. Go on. Nia River. Great song. What I said just before you came on, Jay. Bit nervous, bit overexcited. What do you think?
Definitely. I would say yes, her vocals were quite shaky, but to be honest, like, this is like the first time she's done anything like this, right? Like, she doesn't even do gigs, right?
No, she's barely, like, she's a songwriter by trade. She's been trying to break through as a singer in her own right, but she doesn't do gigs often, no.
Yeah, so like managing to do something like this in front of a massive crowd, like the Nokia Arena holds what, 15,000 people?
Yeah, 15 plus. I think it might be closer to 20 actually.
like that's really impressive, and to have that amount of energy and like it's just really powerful. Um, I did like the staging. The only thing was the vocal, but you know, for her first time doing something like this, it wasn't like as bad as I think some people are saying.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think also um, you'd need to, you need to remember that, and someone pointed this out in chat. Baby Lasagna, Dora semi-final last year. Inexperienced,
Hello?
overexcited, nervous, wasn't the best, but he did dramatically improve afterwards. And then, what's wrong, Jay? Jay? Jay?
My internet is cutting out. Hello?
Jay, you're fine. Okay.
Hello?
Whatever. Just sort yourself
My
out.
internet's cutting out.
I'm gonna keep yapping. I imagine he'll start hearing me again in a moment.
Yeah.
Right. So, Baby Lasagna, semi-final of Dora was really rough. Final was better. Oh, he's gone. They killed Jay. They got him. Jay gone. Yeah. Hashtag Jay gone in chat. Thank you so much, Destructor, for the €5 there. That's really appreciated. Absolutely love the content. Keep it up. Thank you. People like you help make it possible. I really, really appreciate it. So, Jay has died. I do think, though, that Nia River, had she had more time to perform this, had she, had there been a UMK semi-final and final, for example, there would have been a dramatic step forward. At the same time, it's not a disaster, really. I think it wasn't the best. It was a little underwhelming, but I don't know. I feel like I got what I expected, because you're going to have trouble stepping into that arena from scratch, without much experience. It is what it is. Yes, Jay is the latest. Jay is the latest Eurovision withdrawal. Just to be clear, I'm not saying there should be semi-finals in UMK. There should absolutely not be semi-finals in UMK. They should keep it exactly the same as it is now. God, I just worried, when you accidentally suggest something terrible. Jay is back. Jay?
Hello?
Hi, Jay. We could hear you the whole time.
Hello?
Jay.
Hi. What? Okay.
Right. Where were we?
Hey.
Jay, let's talk about Costi. What do we think of Costi?
Oh no!
What?
Hello?
Yes!
It's happening again.
Right, I'm going to give Jay a few minutes to sort this out, and we're gonna continue. Costi, I thought the staging was cool. I thought the staging was really cool. That's my first thought. He's on this, you can sort of see here, this sort of tower of projection boxes. Penguin, bring it up. We're going to talk about Latvia later. Hold that thought and bring it up later. Costi, not Costi. That's a good point. Costi. Okay, so RTE are still coming for Jay. I thought this staging was really cool. The use of this projection box and and also the use of height. I like staging in 3 dimensions. It's that Madonna person again. I never thought you'd come back, Madame X. Anyway. I think, honestly, poor Jay. He's gone through so much. In any case, the use of elevation was really cool. I thought he sung well. At the same time, it was always going to be tough to elevate this song. I mean, it's just not a great song. Let's play a few seconds. Just remind you. There we go. Remember now? That's all you're getting, because copyright's a problem. It might help if I let Jay out of the cupboard rather than, forcing him to use potato internet in the cupboard. But, unfortunately, I don't think that's likely. The other thing is, right, with this song, I don't know, the pyro at the end, I get why, it's crazy and fire is crazy. But I didn't... No sound? Oh, it's because I muted Jay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, right. Jay, we're going to try this again. Are you ready? Jay?
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Welcome back, Jay.
Okay. Hello. This hasn't happened before.
Oh, oh, it was cutting out there.
Hello.
Right.
Oh my God, what's happening?
Turn your camera off and on again
Okay.
because you're out of sync. Right. While he's sorting that, let's move on to Goldilocks. So I talked about this at the start about how clever the staging was. One of the best, I would say, not just of the national final this year, but of any year. So I'm going to bring Jay, and Jay, you're back. You're back, Jay.
I'm back.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Goldilocks, tell me your thoughts. I already spoke about this earlier, so this one, the floor is yours.
It was incredible. So, I know that she lost her voice and she was basically lip syncing her live feed from the rehearsal. But the staging was so well thought out, and you can imagine this kind of staging winning Eurovision, in my opinion. Like, it was just really well thought out. I think the song is great. Um, yeah, this was one of my favorite songs of the national final season so far.
I think it was, one of the. It is, to be honest, it's a studio version that really gets stuck in your head. It's my favorite bridge of any song so far this national final season. I think the bridge of this is absolutely exceptional, especially, but I love the whole song. I think the reason why there are more camera tricks are not used like this in the live show is that this kind of technical, camera work is actually quite difficult to execute. So you see plenty of attempts, just most of them aren't this good. Is the message from that, really? I will say, I would have loved to see what this song would have been like without her having trouble with her vocals, because she's been sick all week. It's not like this started yesterday afternoon. She's been ill all week, and so because of that, this definitely wasn't the best it could have sounded. If she'd come in full health,
Yeah.
she still wouldn't have won, but she might have got a lot closer to Erika, in my opinion. I don't know if
Potentially,
you think the
yeah.
same. Potentially.
She could have challenged for the win, low key. But I'm very happy with how many points she ended up getting, because this performance was just so good.
It was good, wasn't it?
Like, we were sitting on the sofa together like, this is really good. So, yeah. And I'm biased because I love the song.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great, great song. Yeah. Not surprised that she came second, in my opinion. Not after I saw that performance. Maybe beforehand I would have said Vivi, but as soon as I saw the performance, I was like, well, that's a potential threat to win. And we saw that, given how, the public loved it. And to even get on the same page, we should remember that such is the increase in the popularity of UMK, Goldilocks was the third most voted for song in the history of the competition. The only two songs that have ever got more votes than Goldilocks did last night were Cha 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 and Ish Comma. That's it. Nothing else. That's not bad company.
I really hope she comes back.
On one hand, I do. Right? And actually, I've been thinking about this more generally in national finals. On one hand, I do. But I want it to be not necessarily next year, not necessarily soon. Because I think, we'll talk about this more with Erika about the art of the comeback, right? You have to give something like Erika. It was before it was Erika is emerging as the new kind of artist. And then later on, she comes back and it's well, look at me now. I've bloomed into this, incredible, sort of accomplished performer. So I think, yes, but give it a few years. I want to see them. I want to see Goldilocks develop as an artist first. Give us something once you've, sort of reached the next step in your career, that's the time to go back and do it again. When you have something new to bring again, right? We wouldn't want to, have something the same thing or whatever. Right.
We don't want to pull a Marcus Reba.
Oh God. We'll talk about Marcus Reva later. That said, I'm sure you're perfectly happy to see him every year. Anyway, who said that? Let's move on. So next we're going to talk about Vivi. And I have one question to start this off. Why didn't they dress her in white? Am I the only one thinking this? Why on earth was Vivi not in white? You have a song which is about love. It's designed to be played at weddings. That she's meant to be as angelic as possible. I talked about this in my video, that the reason she was the perfect messenger for this song was because she was dressed in white and she looked like it was all about, weddings and it was angelic. This doesn't make sense. I was so frustrated. This is one of my, I have so many good things to say about the production. This is one thing that I thought was an error. She still sounded great, but this dress is not how I would have presented her. What do you think?
It looks uncomfortable.
It looks quite restrictive as well, actually.
Yeah. Like, it looks like she was shrink wrapped. But I mean, styling aside, her vocals were so good. They were on point. And I really liked the song as well. I like all of the songs from UMK this year.
Yeah. By the way, guys, you can't see this because Twitch's auto mod features are catching them and stopping them. That Madonna person is repeatedly trying to post in chat massive paragraphs about the 2019 interval and all of this in Twitch chat. It's very funny. So it's entertaining me.
Gabe, is that the same Madonna
yes, it's
person
the same Madonna.
from that?
It's the same Madonna. It's all right. They're not
God.
Their messages are all getting restricted because Twitch has caught on as a ban evader, so they've been banned. It's entertaining me. In any case, it's youthful. I think bridal attire would have aged her in a bad way, says D. Alim. I'm not sure. I think there's an inherent. I mean, what the way that brides are dressed, at least in a Western context, culturally, is designed to reflect youthfulness and purity and sort of and beauty and all the rest of it. I disagree that she would have been aged. Actually, I think it would have made it better. Someone pointed out that the dress was dyed during rehearsals, or that it changed during rehearsals, or something like that, and that it was originally white, which makes you think maybe the camera tests, it didn't work well. But I don't understand it. There must have been another option. I mean, hell, Nemo, as revealed exclusively on the third part of the Eurovision 2024 iceberg, Nemo threw their outfit together in Malmö after their initial outfit didn't work. So you can change these things quickly. Someone just said, what if they put it in the washer with the reds? And it was white originally. Oh dear. But no, I
love laundry jokes.
Indeed. I thought she sounded wonderful though. But not as good as the cleanest vocal performance of the night, which was Nelly Matula. This surprised me in a positive way again, which very nicely was a theme for this show, was that I was surprised in a good way by a lot of the songs. Jay, your thoughts?
So, almost directly after watching this performance, I was like, oh my God, this song is so good. Let me put it on my playlist. Because, this wasn't really on my radar. And then watching this performance, really elevated the song for me. The staging was really cool. There was that one moment where it looked like it was probably pre-recorded, right? When she was falling back in slow-mo.
Yes, it looked like it. But the thing is, the way they do that, there's something interesting in here. You sometimes see it at Eurovision. A good example of this is the empty room trick they did with Surbuk in 2019. The way they do that is they film the camera shot in a rehearsal and then they splice it in. Because obviously you can't do slow-mo live. At the very least, Chanel can't anymore because Kyle Hanagami has the rights. Anyway, who said that? But yes, no, it would have been done in a rehearsal. I agree. Someone said this vocal style is so popular in Finland. We both said this. This reminded us of Timante by Mirella, and it's far from the only song it reminds me of. which has that kind
Love
of,
that song.
slight synth. It's sort of, it feels like, in a weird way, I felt the synth mix reminded me slightly of Hoida Mut, but the vocal reminded me of something like, Timante, that kind of airy, sort of slightly ethereal vocal. I think Finnish as a language does suit that really, really nicely.
Yes.
But yes,
Do you
this
think
one though,
Morella will ever come?
I
to
don't know.
UMK?
I mean, it's really early in Morella's career. Like, it's one of those things, where
I really want her to do it.
is it in her interest? I'd love her to do it. I'd love her to do it. GJ says, I also got Hoida Moot vibes. Well, if GJ says it, then I know I'm on something, because I trust that man. I trust GJ's opinions on Eurovision more than anything else. Excuse me. Sam Anna says, Gabe, Helsinki or Tampere? I said his name really finished like, Sam Anna. Sam says, Helsinki or Tampere? Tampere, Nokia Arena. Has to be the Nokia Arena. Like, last night was practically an audition. But no, I think Finnish sounds really beautiful. That's my concluding thought on Nelly. I mean, does this need any introduction?
Oh,
I mean, everything about this.
the most incredible UMK performance, I think.
This woman is special. Like, her ability to perform is special. I mentioned, and I'd love, this is the thing. This performance, in-ear monitor, not functioning correctly. She couldn't even hear herself correctly. Yeah, which makes sense why the first note was really quiet. She probably couldn't hear the start properly and was listening out.
Oh, that makes sense. Damn. Wait, that's so impressive. So she pulled a
Romania, you're thinking of Zelela,
2012?
Mandinga, Zelela, Romania. Yeah, she had to pull her in-ear out. Erika didn't pull her in-ear out. But no, she couldn't hear properly. And I think there was probably that and a tiny element of nerves. Because then, did you hear her end of show performance? The winner's performance, she was incredible. Like, this was great.
Yeah.
But she would just, I think, totally let loose at the end in the sort of end of show performance after she'd won. And she was unbelievable. Like, she's a rock star. She is a rock star. The amount she has come on since 2020, it's practically unrecognizable. Like, Cicciolina was great, but I think you could tell it wasn't like, she wasn't, especially, the production of UMK was still going through kind of flux, just kind of, going through an evolution at that time, and they were still kind of changing up how they did it. The formula's a lot more established now than it was then. But if you look at Cicciolina and the production value of that versus this, I mean, talk about evolution. People are saying she said she was nervous. I'm not surprised. The only change I'd make, GJ says, she shouldn't smack down the mic stand when walking back, then do a zoom up to the mic stand and then a zoom out from the huge mic stand for the reveal. To replace the audience shots, yes, I like that. In general, that was odd. That was the one thing I found odd, was the section, which will be the bit, you guys all know how this song sounds. This bit where they were just like, yay, Erika. It's like, it felt like it could have been a little shorter, or there could have been some way where maybe she'd do a close shot to the camera, which finishes her with her going around, standing on the mic, and then it pans backwards to reveal the microphone as she elevates. I think that could be like a Eurovision winning shot.
That would be really cool.
It would be incredible.
Yeah.
So Layla in the YouTube chat says, watching you from a bomb shelter during air alert in Ukraine. Thank you for the entertaining content. We're going to talk about your national final, Vidbir, in a little bit, Layla. Some of the performances I thought were really amazing. Everyone, I think, here wishes you stay safe. And I think I speak for all Russians when I say, Ruski korabil idi nachuy. I hope you're very safe. and that everything is okay. And I hope that all your family are safe too. Wow, I'm going to be... And Layla, actually, please do message again and ping me or something. Just let me know if the error alert finishes and you're safe. Make sure to drop another message in chat. Because I think we'd all be glad to know that you're doing okay. Right, so... Jay, I've been yapping about Ishkoma for ages. I haven't actually given you a chance to say anything yet. So I'm just going to... put this ending shot of Erika Vikman standing in the air on screen, which is incredible. Just box office. And I will leave it to you. Go ahead.
This shot is kind of like the ending to a one-woman show, right? Okay, so my story with Ishkoma. So I only listened to the song in full like a week and a half ago for the first time. But it's literally been on repeat ever since then. Like I cannot stop listening to it. And then seeing it being elevated even further in this performance, like me and Gabe were losing our minds. I recorded our reactions to it when it was on, and it was just us going like, what?
It was just amazing. Like, I think this whole final shot was it was total box office for the last minute. And it's already so good, and I think it's a contender as it is. But now they have all this time to really carefully comb over it, be so precise about everything. One thing people are asking about whether this can win, I mean, the short answer is yes, but specifically people are asking about conservative countries, Eastern European countries. How's it going to do? Sorry, I'm just removing. By the way, this glass, if any of you work at Moku in Tartu, I stole your pint glasses. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think so. Good point about the staging in chat quickly, which is that they took cha-cha-cha, they took the concept and elevated it to the next level. That's what they'll do at Eurovision with this as well, I'm sure. Conservative countries. The thing is, this performance, right? No one is going to understand the lyrics beyond ish, comma, the words ish, comma. She was like a rock star on that stage. Every country has rock stars. In addition to that, even in a country where 70%, thank you so much, Zahad, with the 100 bits. We've had Carrier, Erika duet, Benjamin Best in the last 2 years, Benjamin and Erika. Erika Benjamin duet would be amazing. I'd actually love that, and they're really suited to each other. Let me remind you that even in conservative countries, you only need a small proportion of the televote to be really, really pro something for it to do really well. Gotham, make sure to subscribe to Gotham on YouTube. He does great videos. Says, guys, Eastern Europe ain't North Korea, so Goldilocks isn't from there. We're also living in 2025 and we ain't all conservative at all. This is another point. And go to any Eastern European capital city. Go to any Eastern European capital city. Thank you so much for the sub, Thinessa J. Go to any Eastern European capital city. You will find, gay bars and everything else like you find anywhere else, and indie music scenes and all these kinds of things. These are pretty universal experiences now. I mean, until remarkably recently, these things still existed even in major cities in Russia. They were forced underground to the point that they've been, practically wiped out of existence now. But, it's like people said, this isn't, the Berlin Wall has fallen. This isn't the Warsaw Pact times anymore. Someone says gay rights. I agree with that. We're really bashing Russia tonight, and I just want to say that I think that's absolutely a good thing. We should do more of it. Anyway, back to Erika Vikman. She's a rock star. She's a rock star. I love the shot where she's marching back up the stage to, with the mic stand in her hand. It's like she's so captivating, and her face is so... All right, her face is so, expressive. It's such drama. I just think I just love it. It's amazing. It's great. It's wonderful. And I just think it's really good. And I think it's going to win Eurovision. And I really enjoyed how so many people, after we released the Finland video, were like, no chance. You're getting really, really overexcited. And then this happened and everyone's sort of gone, oh, now I understand. I saw the vision.
I don't think I've ever seen you so excited for a song apart from Nendest.
I think so. Probably, yeah. Before we move on, I just want to highlight what's happened in the odds since this was released. You can see Finland, 4th. It was down in 9th or 10th before this song, before this performance. So a big jump up into 4th place there, and still shortening slightly. We'll see if it jumps past these ones. But if you look at some of these odds, Unibet 5-1. These odds are in British mode. So if anyone doesn't understand what's going on here, 9-2 is shorter odds than 5-1 because 9 divided by 2 is 4.5, and 5 divided by 1 is 5. Yeah, I think it could still go up further because we haven't seen this song in its final form yet. God, I just think it's wonderful. I just think it's great. I just think it's really, really great. Speaking of things that were great, since it's almost 9 and we've only talked about one show.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about Ukraine. I'm actually moving this forward. Originally, I was going to talk about this probably third and I was going to do Malta first. But based on what Layla said before, I think now is the time to do it. So, starting with Ziforblat, who won the show. And we won't talk about every song because there was 10 songs. Some of them were Rob, Masha and Fianca. We're definitely going to talk about them. Firstly, can I just say, I have seen so much of cunty Jerry Heil in the Maybelline advert in the last few weeks. Like, this image of Jerry Heil is burned onto my brain. She's eating so hard. I love this woman. Yassified Jerry Heil, indeed. But can I just say who ate up this performance, right, was, let's sit forward. This woman, that backing vocalist, her.
Oh, wow.
She was so good. She was so good. That vocalist, that backing vocalist is incredible.
They're bringing her with them, right?
I hope
Surely.
so. I hope so. Her voice is genuinely like the voice of an angel. It's so perfect in that, and that high register as well. That falsetto can so easily go wrong. I will say this is a bit like Draco Malfoy has gone on a 6 month trip to find himself in Southeast Asia. He spent 3 months in a monastery in Cambodia, and he's come back more in touch with his soul. That's like Ziforblat last year versus this year. Someone said Draco Malfoy after therapy. There has been some bizarre things said about this song and about its chances. There have been people saying, oh, Ukraine isn't going to qualify. Ukraine isn't going to qualify. To people who said that, look at this map. You see all of those blue countries in Europe? Any of those 3 shades of blue in Europe, that means there are more than 10,000 and in the darker shades, more than 100 or more than 1 million people from Ukraine in those countries. Ukraine cannot not qualify. There is no world in which Ukraine does not qualify for the final of the Eurovision Song Contest, even for this reason alone. And that's before we get to the fact that this song very obviously deserves to qualify. It's totally out of the usual Eurovision fare, and it's totally out of the usual Eurofans' taste. Josh Cool says, Diaspora didn't help Poland last year. Luna sung out of tune. What can you do? Ziforblat aren't going to sing out of tune. Come on. Let's not be silly. There is no world in which Ukraine doesn't qualify. And just because some shock jockeys with 50 followers on Twitter, onto their 6th or 7th Twitter account or whatever, say that they're going to, doesn't mean they are. So stop deluding yourself. It's definitely qualifying. I've had that up on that tab like the entire stream, waiting to show you this map to be like, Ukraine is definitely qualifying. This song, in my opinion, is really interesting, not to my usual taste, but I think it's going to be a really nice tonic at the contest against a lot of stuff that is, not like it. There's not going to be many other songs like this in this style. I've seen people say that it's quite British, and I kind of see it in some ways. But I also kind of see this old prog, whether, sort of almost like a Jethro Tull, yes, kind of, thing that comes into it. And because of that, I find it really interesting. I find it interesting to listen to. I find it fun to listen to. I think Ziffelblatt have a great voice, and I like the little fusion with the kind of Ukrainian traditional elements, with the sort of chanting as well. I think there's a few people in chat right now who are falling out of their chair at the mention of Jethro Tull. I do love throwing a reference in there, but all I'll say is my top 2 played artists of all time are both prog metal bands. Haken and Frost, if anyone knows them. I'll put my stats of him at some point up on the screen so you guys can roast me. Someone said he kind of looks like Charles Leclerc. I can kind of see it. Jay, have you listened to this song yet? I realise there's not been much time since yesterday, so if there's something you haven't heard, that's fine. But any thoughts if you have?
I haven't heard any of these songs yet, which is really unfortunate, but I did listen to a very small snippet of this song, and I enjoyed it. I have no idea if that snippet represents the whole song, but yeah, I just haven't had time to listen to anything.
It goes through a few different phases, so it's not all like that. I wish I could play you more. And maybe actually, if you want, I think it would be really nice to hear your instant reaction to your sort of instant response to it. So what I'll do is I'll talk about a couple of the other songs since you haven't heard them. Do you want to take a moment to listen to this? Tell me when you've done that, and then we'll come back to it. And then you can sort of give me a quick first impression. I think that'll be interesting for people in chat too. It's always nice to get an insight of like the sort of going in cold. Watch the live performance though.
Yeah, okay.
Right, while Jay is doing that.
On mute.
Yeah, I'm just going to take him away for a moment. We'll hope Samantha Mumba doesn't get him while he's gone. Seriously, for those of you who weren't here before, Samantha Mumba has posted on Instagram to say that the jury from Irish Eurosong should suck a bag of dicks. So, songs from this show that I really, really liked. I'm going to pick a few out. I mean, some of them, not really worth another listen. So, for example, Future Culture, Waste My Time, they did. Wind of Change by Vlad Sheriff, it was the most uninteresting song I've ever heard. Diem by Abia. All I want to say about this, let's meet that. Why did they make it so static? She's just inside this weird, like, modernist Swiss cheese, and it didn't work. So not a fan of this. It's a pity because the song was fun, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, So Diem and her cheese, I'm not going to get into. I guess we'll start because this is the first one with. I guess it would be DK and Energetic. I don't want to sound with the song Seal, which I guess means like strength. I had a few questions about this girlie with her camera. I guess there's probably a meaning to this. And Gotham, if you're still in chat, I know you're going to be in a position to answer this question. So please do tell me what the camera was about, if you know. It means salt. Okay, I was thinking sil, you know. Sil means salt. Okay, salt, not strength, which makes more sense. But can I just say, this is so Soviet. Like, this is the kind of song I would expect in the background of a video. Like, you know those videos which is like sort of POV, you grew up in Eastern Europe. I thought it was really cool, but I thought the sign that it was authentic was that my girlfriend who grew up in former East Germany loved it. Therefore, you know it's authentic and it's connected with its target audience. But yes, Yes, Godon, we'll start Ukrainian lessons tomorrow. I need like a conversion course on Ukrainian because there's all the false friends. For those of you who don't know, I speak Russian and it causes me a lot of problems with other Slavic languages because all of the false friends, my brain just goes, oh, that means that. And it's really often wrong. And there's actually, especially, it's really pertinent with Ukrainian Belarusian because there's a kind of, there is a motivation among especially kind of sort of nationalist Russian academics to sort of try and fold Ukrainian into Russian and fold Belarusian into Russian as kind of subsets when the reality is they're a lot more distant than a Russian linguistics professor might have you believe. And obviously it gets more and more distant as you go down to the South Slavic stuff. But yes, I speak Russian. I studied German and Russian at university, so I speak German as well. And I lived in Germany, actually, in a place called Kumpfel-Siegensdorf-Neubrühl, which is just next to Regensburg. Anyway, let's move on. There was also a thing, because I'm Jewish, there was a sort of thing with Russian and German, because my family... Sorry, I'm now going really off course. My family basically fled from Eastern Europe in the early 20th century, late 19th century, from pogroms in the Russian Empire. And so basically, they all moved to this country. My great-granddad actually was illiterate. He was a bouncer at the Yiddish Theatre in London. He was illiterate. He bayoneted himself in the leg to avoid being conscripted into the First World War. The reason he did that was because the British government and the Russian Empire had an agreement whereby Russian immigrants who refused to be conscripted into the British army would be deported and then conscripted into the Russian one. So he allowed himself to be conscripted into the British army, bayoneted himself in the leg. That meant he didn't fight in World War I. Anyway, so the point is that, and we've got like old sort of certificates from censuses and stuff, which says like, oh, his birthplace was Russia. The thing is, we don't actually know where in the Russian Empire. The best guess we have is a town called Nasielsk, now in Poland, that at the time was in the Russian Empire. They boarded a ship in Riga. My great-great-granddad, there's no record of his arrival, but there's an arrival of his departure. There's the record of his departure. So we think maybe he died on the way or something. We don't know. In any case, this is a really long-winded way to say that there was actually something in it for me, like emotionally, about doing German and Russian, because it's kind of a reclamation in a sense, right? Like a long time ago, my family were chased out of these places, right? Because I'm, my mom's family are Jewish, my dad's family are Irish, Alicia. So basically, there's a sort of reclamation of these languages and sort of, you return to these places sort of as a, like, upstanding and free in a way that your family always wanted to be. Sorry, that was a massive detour. Let's get back to this. Derkart Energetic. I heard there were some really mean comments on the panel about this song, which is really out of order because I really enjoyed it. And I think it's a really nice kind of atmosphere. One of the things I love about Vidbir is that in terms of genres, it's really varied. And it's really authentic to Ukrainian musical traditions, but we hear so many different sets of Ukrainian musical traditions at once. And you hear every element of the Ukrainian experience. Because obviously the culture of Ukraine, and Godam, who's in chat, has a whole video about this that you should go watch at some point because it's great. The culture of Ukraine has been, and we'll talk about Fienka next because it's a perfect transition, has been shaped by so many different influences, from the sort of bloody-minded preservation of the Ukrainian language, of Ukrainian traditions, through a series of imperialist occupations, from the Russian Empire to the Soviet Union, to the discord in Ukrainian society since 1991 and the breakup of the USSR, as Ukraine has sort of been able to flourish as a nation in its own right, independently again, and the sort of position it's ended up in now, which obviously has also led to all kinds of awful things because of Russian imperialism, but being at this kind of cultural crossroads, and that all these different influences come together. And Vidbir expresses that really, really well. I really hope they don't feel disheartened by the fact that they... you're back on screen, by the way, Jay. I hope they don't feel disheartened by the fact that the panel were kind of mean, and hopefully that won't happen in future. Jay, we're going to talk about Fianca in a second, but first I'm going to go back to Zifferblatt, since I know you will have seen that now. What did you think?
Yeah. The song was not what I expected. You're right about it having like different kind of stages. I'm not sure if I vibe with it. Unfortunately.
Why
But
do you think
maybe
that?
I just need to. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, the songs I love the most, I don't always vibe with at first. So maybe it'll grow on me. But
It
for
did grow on me.
now, it's okay. So I'll need to keep listening to it.
Like, it did grow on me. I think the thing is, we were talking about some of the influences I mentioned, things like Jethro Tull and Yes. That kind of music often it grows over time, right? It wouldn't, this is kind of similar. And the more I listen to it, the more coherent it feels, the better it feels. Kasevi, you haven't missed anything because the full video of this stream will be available on the channel once we're done here. Sorry, I'm getting a bit of I've got a bit of a cough, so I'm just trying not to cough too much. Quickly, before I talk about Fianca, don't forget to follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. We have an outside chance of getting to 27,000 subscribers on YouTube tonight, so make sure to subscribe. Press that button now. And if you subscribe, you get to chat as well, because the YouTube chat is set to subscribers only at the moment. And it would be great to see more of you in there. The more, the merrier. I do need to get some more water at some point. So, Fianca.
Subscribing.
Kultura. Bit of context here. This was the wild card. I'll play a quick clip.
Oh my god, it's Brat.
This is so up my street. It's not even funny. I love this.
This is very you.
This is my favorite. I love it. It's great. It's wonderful. And yes, it's
also
Brat. Yeah, Gollum says Bratianka. I think you have to make the Brat. You have to make the R as like sort of you roll it as much as possible to really make it like authentic, like Bratianka.
I can't roll my R's.
Oh, so
I'm a Filipino that can't roll their R's.
So
like that's just really sad.
Bratinka.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Bratinka.
It's an interesting comment from Alexander in chat who says that I think this song made me feel like the Ukrainian folk genre has been oversold at this point. I'm not sure about that. I think if you look at the Ukrainian entries of the last few years, we've had something really different each year. And this is really unlike Teresa Maria. It's really unlike Tvorchi. It's really unlike Kalish Orchestra. So I'm not sure I agree. This is something we haven't had in Eurovision for some time. And this feels like a sort of more modern, slightly more hip-hoppy take on it, right? So I'm a big fan of it. And I'm glad it didn't come down the bottom. I'm glad it did somewhere in the middle. But I personally quite liked it. Quick one on Masha. The staging of this I thought was really powerful. And I read the lyrics and I went through it. I think there's no coincidence that you've got, the crying widows and the black birds. There's a shot where you've got the couple running through the fields together. But I think there's a really interesting contrast here. You've got all the stuff like the tornado of objects in the background. Then you come down to the end, women wearing black, holding babies. I think, now I'd love to hear from any Ukrainians in chat on this. The first thing that this went to, because I think the most obvious reference here in terms of what they're tapping into, given that she's talked about the fact the song is about what Ukraine is going through at the moment, is it's about Ukrainian widows. Because I looked at this and I was like, they're widows. Young women with young children wearing black. It's like it's funereal. And I thought it was really powerful. The song itself actually isn't really to my taste. I didn't enjoy it that much on a musical level, but the stage performance I found captivating enough and powerful enough that it did elevate it a lot. Obviously, the babies were a bit strange, but I thought it was almost a clever way of doing the message. Someone said it's not about Ukrainian children being abducted by Russia. I mean, given that it's more generally about, like Masha said, it's, you know, the song is about the invasion and what Ukrainians are having to go through. I think it is, in a sense, kind of pick your awful thing being experienced by Ukrainians. This performance will speak to it in some way, because I think that is what it's designed to do. But yeah, I thought it was really powerful, personally. Obviously, Jay, this is the first time you're seeing this, but looking at these visuals, I imagine you're getting something similar. I'll play a few seconds of it for you. You're only getting 5 seconds. That's the end of the performance. Let me go back a little bit. Oops. I need to stop it now before I get demonetized. Yeah.
I remember listening to this song. I thought the song was... I mean, like you said, it's not to my taste either. But I mean, it looks like it was performed well. The staging is quite interesting.
Yeah. I think I saw a lot of people on my timeline really enjoyed it. Moving on to Hayat. This song's lyrics make no sense. And this is something you seem to see a lot, where you get very talented vocalists singing in English in songs that clearly haven't been proofread. This was one of them. Let's have a little look at the lyrics for a moment, which means going back to our favourite website, Eurovision World.
Yes, I love Eurovision World so
honestly,
much.
If anyone got me, I know Eurovision World got me. Hayat, honor. These lyrics make no sense. Total destroyal.
Wait. Scroll back up. They rhymed tumble with crumble and rumble.
Nice. My favourite one, though, because it's so British, because you never bloody care. Like I heard that, and it's just like, it's like, you know, it's like Hayat's from Essex. Like, you never bloody care.
These rhymes are awful, by the way. Vain, insane, blame, tame, game, same. Like, please.
Bit of a mess. That's all I really had to say about that one. This one, let me tell you, when this man came on screen, my Twitter timeline was an interesting place. We were on the train going home, and let me tell you, this man
saw all the tweets.
This man was very popular. This man was very popular indeed. Let's have a quick listen to a few seconds. Have you heard this yet?
No, I haven't.
I didn't like the song all that much. Is my problem. Again, I don't have much to say about it. It was one of my less preferred ones in the show. Timeline went to Horny Jail. Horny Jail? Yes, it did. Someone said he's taken my beard. I don't have the same bit. Wait, let's have a look. Do you think my beard looks like his?
Wait. I can't see your face right now, so.
Oh, that's a good point. Look on the stream. Get it on another device.
I mean, his is a bit thicker, but... Well, I don't know. Chat, I'm leaving this up to you.
I think mine is like this section up here I have slightly more, but it's in the lower part, it's the same. But yeah, up here, not so much. Mine just goes a little bit higher. But the thing is, my beard goes ridiculously high. I have to shave it down because it's like up my face.
Bottom says, his beard is better, Gabe. Come on.
Let me have this. Got him. Please. Let me have this. Stephen says, he's so hot. Right. Now the test is complete. We're moving on. Now, let's talk about the next country. Can't singing. There has been a board meeting about this somewhere. Someone has sat in a meeting. A bunch of men in suits have sat in a meeting and decided to do that.
That's hilarious. The way they have to clarify.
ESC Bangladesh just said that I'm getting outbearded. Don't you have some SIM cards to buy to vote for Valeria Pasha in some event somewhere?
Yes, your bestie, Valeria Pasha. Come on.
God.
Anti-Princess. What great song, right?
God. Right. I mean, you've all heard this song, so I don't need to play it. But
Yes, you do.
I can't play it. I'll get demonetized.
Or just play it on mute in this part.
Let's just talk about this. Let's just talk about this. I can turn it on for like 5 seconds. There you go. That's all you're getting. This is one of the greatest things you could have possibly done at the end of this song. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's so outrageous. The whole thing is so outrageous, which is part of what makes it so wonderful.
Oh.
It's so outrageous. It just makes it, it's just like the icing on the cake. Literally bouncing on it. Exactly, Pigeon Master. Rugged Rat says disaster bop of the century, 200 points in the final. Yep, it's going to get, I think it's making the final. I think she's going to the final. I said what I said.
This is 100% making it to the final. Televote only semi. This is going to the final.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is as well, the Eurovision, someone says that's not hot at all. That's not the point. And it's not about, this actually it speaks to the point of the song. It's not about her wanting to be anything other than herself. The whole thing is, screw you, I'm going to do my thing now. I'm fed up of people telling me that I am and I'm not hot or whatever else. Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Exactly. I do love, by the way, that the jury propped this up enough to get it the televote win. I was worried they'd firebomb it, it would be over. But I'm pretty sure it got 8 or more from every single juror. And I have to say, there's been some, and I find myself once again in a position where I have to say, William Lee Adams gives his 12 points when he's a jury in a national final. He usually gives his 12 points to the correct songs. He did it in Estonia last year. He did it here. I'm just saying, there is obviously one thing. She was in a car accident this morning. She's fine. She's just getting checked up. She's being treated for shock.
The iceberg grows.
Yes, but she's okay. That's the main thing. I'm gonna wait for her to speak about it. I feel like if she laughs about it, if she jokes about it, at that point it's okay for others to joke about it. At the moment, I don't think there's been a few insensitive posts today that I think maybe just hold on. Wait, make sure she's okay first.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Stephen, for gifting a sub to MZ London.
Can I just quickly say...
Yes.
Our good friend Adam P has just DM'd me saying that this is going to get the City's any treatment. And I think he's wrong.
I think he's wrong too. This is a better song than Eat Your Salad. I liked Eat Your Salad. But firstly, it was more crass. Secondly, it was less accessible. And MJ agrees with Adam P. Well, I think you're both wrong. You're both wrong, and I'm disappointed in both of you. And now there's loads of people in chat being like, I hated Eat Your Salad.
I love Eat Your Salad.
What I really love, now guys, one of the reasons why I love this stream is You could pick any opinion out, any opinion that we've given over the last few weeks. Stan, should I go to the London Eurovision party? Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Make sure to get some water when you're in there because it gets very hot. Thanks, Stephen, for the subscription. But all of the opinions we've given over the last couple of weeks, it's really funny because there'll always be at least one person who's like, yeah, absolutely right. And there's one person who will be like, I couldn't disagree more. You're totally wrong. And I just love that. I love that feeling. Anyway, we'll come back to Eat Your Salad because we're going to talk about them when Latvia is on. This song is making it to the final. Now, there are a couple of other competitors. And there's two I wanted to highlight. We're going to go and have a little look at Christy Spiteri first.
Yes, I really like this one as well.
I have some good things to say, some not so good. Firstly, I mean, you can't fault the vocal performance, right? I think this song also, I reckon, I don't know about you guys, but I really feel like Taya has a really distinct identity with her songwriting. For those of you who don't know, Taya, as in Po Po Po, was one of the songwriters on this entry. Really distinctive. I have a theory about this song. The reason why it was staged like this, I don't think she can sing the song and dance at the same time.
Oh, absolutely not.
Thank you for the follow, Adam P, by the way. About time. Nah, I'm messing. I love you, Adam. I think she can't sing the song and dance at the same time. And so instead they had her really, really still. I think it took away from the performance. I think it was so stationary. There was nothing else. We needed a little bit more visually.
She didn't even have any backing dancers, did she?
No, none.
It was literally just her.
And also, it's so cold. The lighting is so cold, so blue the entire song. This is the part I wanted to highlight. Here. Change the light. You're singing the line. See the light. Why didn't her staging director go, we need to bathe her in gold right now? This could have been like a victory moment. This could have been a victory moment, but it's still so cold. Literally, you should have all this gold, swelling up. Almost like you get this kind of thing, like musicals or something, where the big note comes from the female lead in the song towards the end of the musical, and the whole stage just lights up. That's what I see for this song, and that's what I see for this bridge to elevate it. I would have loved it. I would have absolutely loved it for them to do that. And that would have made me turn around and go, wow, this really should go to Eurovision. Instead, while her voice was really impressive, I just felt like it's like you've made a really beautiful steak, but there's no peppercorn sauce. There's no beautifully cooked and seasoned chips on the side. There's no, nice little side salad. And then there's no ice cream for afterwards. There's no, ice cream sundae. This bridge should have been the ice cream sundae. This metaphor is really stupid. My point is, I just wanted more. And that's why I think Christy felt short. Because it's a musical number. It sounds like a song from a musical, not staged in that way. As an aside, I had an ice cream sundae earlier today, and it was really nice. And I had a Sunday roast. It was excellent.
Oh, don't even talk to me right now. I was at work and they didn't feed us.
Oh, well, it's just as well. Oh yeah, everyone congratulate Jay. He's changing jobs because his current place sucks, but he's going to a new place that won't. So everyone say congrats, Jay. Hashtag not broke Jay. It's the only time we're going to be nice about it. Now, next up. Now, I saw someone say, I think you're going to get the pronunciation of this wrong. So I'm going to say it and see if I got it right. No, me. La la ratatakeke, la la ratakabum.
I think you got it.
We're going to come on to, after this, I'm going to get out the, we're going to do Ireland next after this. So we're going to talk only briefly about it because we've got the video on Friday. And I'm going to do the reveal of the tanning products during that. So that's coming. Don't worry.
Everyone in the chat saying hashtag not broke Jay. Thanks, guys.
Exactly.
I mean, I do have a job. Just because I'm changing jobs, do you know what?
So, la la rataka-boom, la la ratata-keke, la la rataka-boom. Catchy as hell.
It is very catchy.
No offense, not as good as Tranalatal. I've seen a lot of comparisons. It would have tapped into the same feel-good energy. It wouldn't have done anywhere near as well. This was a potential finalist, but it was not as good. Reveal the application of the products. Just to reveal, I'm not going to apply the products because it'll end badly.
No, please do.
What did you think about this song, Jay?
This song, I mean, sure. Like,
Not a massive fan.
like
Then.
okay, like it's funny, but I'm like, okay. I don't really have many opinions on the song, to be honest. It's really catchy though. I'll give them that. But I'm glad this didn't win.
I think the role it did play, though, because this did so well with the televote, it meant that that score that Mirjana got was because she got you know what I mean. That was a terrible point. Like, I'm going to try that one again.
Yeah, go again.
Oh my God, someone just said you can recreate Clement's video with the I should have read all the way through that comment for it. As I was saying, geez, wow. That one was maybe a little far, ESC Bangladesh. Oh God, that was awful. We don't endorse that. By way of update on that, there was a statement that Clement put out. It wasn't that great, in my opinion. Geez. Read through comments. This is a lesson. Read through comments before saying them on stream. I saw ESC Bangladesh and I was like, oh, I saw that person before. And so I went to read it and then I saw that. Now that's God. Yeah, I mean, sorry if that, upset anyone. Jeez. Anyway, what was I saying about this? It was Tranalatal, and then I've forgotten. So because this did so well in the televote, it lowered the bar. It meant that the splitting that this did meant that Christy Spiteri, because I was convinced that Christy was going to win. And if you look at the end of the results, you can see that Mirjana was probably convinced as well. But then, we were all sat on the sofa and we thought that it was over. But because this got such a high score, we didn't realize that actually meant everyone else was going to get lower scores. So we thought that Christy was going to win easily and that she didn't have enough. After that, then she won. And I think we jumped around the room even more than we jumped around with Erika. Like, it was extreme. We were very, very excited.
I wish I was there.
And it was such shock because we couldn't believe it had won. We were convinced that it was going to be... Yeah, I have been thrown off a bit by that, actually. It was so unexpected. You don't... Like, I don't know where I expected that comment to be going. But there we are. Anyway, so in conclusion, Mirjana, how do we think it's going to do at Eurovision? I'm going to go to our cameras for a moment. There we are. Because I actually, like I said, I know our friends MJ and Adam disagree, but I actually think that this is going to the final. I think it's going to be low in the semi-final. It's in the semi-final top 10, it's like 8th, 9th, 10th kind of territory. But I think it's going to go through. It's not going to do well in the final because the bigger voter base will reduce the power of the people who will really like this song, who are probably going to watch the semi-finals as much as they watch the finals. And as a result, it might go down a little bit. What do you think?
Let me look into the camera. Right. It's qualifying. 400 points in the juries, 700 points in the televote. It's gonna win biggest score in the world. Yeah, it's gonna go viral. #1 on Spotify global charts. #1 on the Billboard 200. Like, she's fly her to space. I love this song. It's not even my winner.
By the way, GJ said, do you think Ishkoma and Kant being in the same semi-final will have an effect? I think it's going to be irrelevant. I think they're both going to go through. I think they appeal to different audiences. I think the Ishkoma appeal is much broader. And I think Ishkoma will probably win the semi-final. Someone has said, by the way, was there a mention of the three-way tie in Latvia? Apparently there was a three-way tie in Latvia. That's good, because that's the next final we're talking about, the next national final. Let's have a look at these results first, because clearly there is something to see here. Let's scroll up. Latvia, Supernova 2025. Oh, they haven't added it yet on... maybe it'll be on Wikipedia. Yeah, edited 12 minutes ago. Someone's already put it in. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. What?
Oh. God damn. Wait. Jury gave Cities any 12? Interesting.
I mean...
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And the fact that none of the televote winner, I'm going to presume, was the Ludwig. But that means they must have got 5 or less from from the juries. That is controversial. That is very controversial. Being tanked like that is a lot. And I mean, in a system where 24 points are available, winning with 18 is pretty difficult. It takes a pretty significant... I mean, that's... Wow. I mean, let's look at these 3 songs. Have you heard these songs, Jay, or...
I have heard Cities Any song and the winner. Sorry, I can't pronounce...
It's like... I think it's just like... Tau Tomatoes, yeah. And the song's like Borderman Limey. So... Let's start with Cities Any. We talked about Ramtai, not about Ramtai, about their song from 2022 just before, which was Eat Your Salad. Now, this song, did you think it was better or worse? More suited, less suited? I'm going to play people a few seconds of it. I'm looking for the bit with the fluffy men. There we are, the fluffy men. So there's your vibe check. What do you think?
This is better than Eat Your Salad.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just a vibe. Like, it's just like, you know, like when you're like walking, you walk to the beat. Like,
Is this your latest gym song?
Yeah. It is.
I knew it would be, to be fair. It's very much down. I feel like it's very much up your street.
Cities Any, it's just, they always show out somehow. I do like this song a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. We should shout out to a Euro fan, Lara, spent a bunch of time with them helping build their costumes. And I thought it was fun.
All Things TV just said Jay has not been outside.
No. Jay remains locked. Jay is locked in the cupboard. He remains locked in the cupboard. Until he finishes the next video.
Oh.
We have so much footage from Ireland. It's going to take ages.
Yeah.
But it's fine. We're going to have to cut a lot out. But maybe we'll do some... But maybe we can put some bonus footage on Patreon. That would be a fun thing to do. So if you become a patron, you'll get some bonus footage from Ireland. Maybe some bloopers and stuff. Somebody said this is a Rim Tim Taggy Dim copy.
Where? I don't really see the resemblance that much. This is more like techno. Rim Tim Taggy Dim is more...
This is not like Rim Tim Taggy Dim.
Rocky.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe just because they're thinking of the bridge. In any case, I was a bit disappointed by this. I felt like it needed to go somewhere and it didn't. It was just kind of the same. It was one idea, right? Repeated. As for this was another one of the top 3 ties. Let me skip forward. Welcome to Danish MGP, featuring Emilia. Generic. She's a great singer, but it's generic. So generic. Nothing burger. Someone said it.
Yes. Describing it as DMGP is about as accurate as you could get. Like, if this was sent to DMGP, it'd reach the super final. It'd reach the super final and probably win.
Mm-hmm. Someone is offended as a Dane. I'm sorry, Luna. I'm offended on your behalf that the Danish national final is so bad. When you have like a really good music industry in Denmark that's just not getting leveraged. So.
Dutchie said, "Holy cardboard."
Holy cardboard, exactly. It's just, yeah. I was not a fan of this. Someone said, TMGP, this is giving the worst half of Ethnikos Telekos. That's a burn. The bad songs in Greece were really, really bad. The good ones were good. The bad ones were awful.
Up and down the elevator.
For some reason, that made me think of Under the Ladder. I don't know why. I don't know why. You know, elevator, ladder. It's like things going up and down.
Well, yes.
Yeah, so we all agree, right? We're all agreed that shouldn't have won. If we all agree, then we can just move on to the next item on our agenda, which is Tautometas. I will say, this performance in the final felt much more polished than the one in the semi. The vocals felt more tight, like together with each other. And the synchronicity is so important for the way that they blend. Someone says the Ludwig robbed. We'll mention them in a moment. Latvian Vesna may be a fairer comparison. I really love some of these sounds, right? And I thought the staging was really nice. I love the way their voices blend. I love all this stuff. I think it's really cool. I think it's really, really cool. What do you think, Jay? Take Vesta as a starting point and compare it to that, since that's a common theme.
I'm about to really upset some people, I think.
Oh, no. Okay, go on.
I mean, as far as the song goes, I'm not a huge fan at the moment. Like, bearing in mind, I've only heard this song like once, twice, or 3 times, right? Like, I haven't had time today. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
Hey, guys, it's okay. Don't worry. I can just do this. And look, he's gone. You can't see him anymore. You can't see him anymore. He can't hurt you. Okay, I'm bringing him back now. Jay, do you have a different opinion now?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it was worth a try.
It's just not something I listen to be honest. These comments are so funny.
You have angered everyone.
Guys, I am sorry. Okay, I can't like everything. It's just not me. Like, could you imagine me liking this song, Gabe?
No, to be fair, this is true. This is really not Jay's cup of tea. At the same time, for me, like, I like it a lot more.
This is so you. Yeah.
Somebody said this is it, like if harmonia dissonance were good. I agree. And I'm actually going to, just to show you how wrong, because I was worried about this beforehand, just to show you how bad this could have been, let me show you some dance moves.
Oh, it's this.
This is what we could have had. So just remember, like, this was much, much better than this. So I was relieved when I first heard them. When I first heard the studio version, I was like, I really need it to be better than that. And it was, thank God. But yeah, I think this is an interesting proposition for Eurovision, though, and I'd be very curious to know what you think the chances are of this making it to the final.
I mean, it seems like a lot of people like it, according to Twitter and these comments. But I don't know. Maybe they'll see. Maybe it'll be like Vesna, and people will absolutely love it, and maybe top 10. You never know.
Thank you so much,
there's
Shabalala, for the subscription. Sorry, continue.
Thank you. There's an audience for this kind of stuff, and I mean, I'm just one person, so I mean, I wouldn't be mad if this did well. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, good for them.
I think it needs to be really, really slick to get through the televote only semi-final. I think it'll get more love with the with the juries in the final. The thing that worries me is, I'm sure many of you remember Poland's song finished 11th in the semi-final some years ago, which was Palicier. Very apologetic for the pronunciation. Just gonna quickly, so you remember who these people are. This is how this was them. Just missed out on the final. Lots of people saying robbed now. The song that got through instead of this was Like It by Xena. Now, it was your turn to be shouted at by chat before.
Oh, it's your turn. I know your opinions on this song.
Like It by Xena was one of my favorite songs of 2019. I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and I was delighted it got through.
Say sorry.
No. Chat is chaos right now.
Apology with tears.
Logan Paul style. Gotham says he hates me. That's like, from Gotham, that's a compliment.
True.
Because he expresses things in degrees of anger.
Guys, you should subscribe to ESC Gotham on YouTube.
You really should. It's Sundrop Center, $4.99 US dollars, super chat. Thank you so much. Says, it's fascinating how Hollow felt very dark while Bum and Limey represents light. What a contrast. Also, I'm glad I guessed the Latvian artist again. It is a big contrast. I am also really glad that they're singing in Latvian, first time in a really long time that they're doing so. Now, I did Latvia just to give myself some time before the reveal of the goodie bag. So, first things first, since I don't have the actual bag with me, because it couldn't come home with me, I've got the items except for two. There were two large items which I couldn't take in my bag because of the liquid restrictions.
Matt's tweet.
And also, Samantha Mumba has called... now, I've got an update. Samantha Mumba called the jury at Eurosong, the panel in the room, a trio of absolute bozos, to which Donald Skian, who was one member of the jury, has responded with a picture... I'll show you. With this picture of himself, with the word bozo over it, and have a look at what song is playing. Cunt by Miriana Conte. 10 out of 10. No notes.
Oh my god. The Mumba is unserious.
No notes. No notes. It's perfect. It's perfect. I love this silly song competition. This is the funniest beef. This is the funniest beef of the whole season so far. Why has Samantha Mumba been saying that people can suck a bag of dicks? What is going on? Why is Miriana Conte involved? Why is Miriana Conte always involved? She's like the Eurovision Illuminati. She's everywhere. She's everywhere.
God.
And with that, may I present to you the Bellamy Anta exfoliating mitt. This is the Bellamy Anta luxury tanning exfoliating mitt. And it says, This reusable storage bag contains a luxury velvet double-sided tanning mitt for seamless home tanning application. Wax, shave, and exfoliate at least 24 hours before tanning. Ensure your skin is clean, free from makeup, perfume, or deodorant. Apply your luxury Bellamy Tan to the mitt. Starting from your ankle, apply your Bellamy Tan upwards in a circular motion.
Oh my God.
70% luxury soft velvet. Canabai has put in 20 Norwegian kroner. Thank you so much. And said, Emmy was a co-writer on Ramtai? Wow, that's a small world. That's a small world.
I love how you're still holding the mitt.
Well, I'm showing everyone the mitt. I'm timing someone out because they're spamming.
Guys, don't spam, please.
Yeah, there we go. Right, the timed out. So, this was the first item. Was this lovely bit. Why does it look like ham?
What?
It does look like ham. This is like how ham is presented in a supermarket. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
that's ruined it for me.
That's the mitt. Or the ham, rather. Ham. Let's see, what have we got next? We have this. This is the Heat of Beauty Bellamy sculpted bronzer. Let's have a little look inside the box.
Wow.
So, in here we have this actually really beautifully packaged bronzer, which I'm going to give to my girlfriend. I'm going to give all of this to my girlfriend. I don't know if she even is going to use most of it. She doesn't use fake tan usually, but you know, she's going to get more use of it out than I ever would. So, this beautiful sculpted bronzer. Let me tell you, this box is extremely shiny. I am currently looking at my own face in the back of the box. If I turn it around, you'll be able to see there is my camera. That is what I've been filming with this whole time. That's what I'm staring into. And you can see it on the back of this Bellamy sculpted bronzer. They're getting an amazing deal, by the way, out of their sponsorship arrangement. They're getting this free extra promo as well. I'd never even heard of the company before Friday night. So that's the bronzer. Let's put that back in the box. Keep it nice.
MJ just said, why is Gabe giving Zoella?
Next, I'm going to release an overpriced advent calendar. Next up, we have... what's this? This is the Bellamy Glycolic Glow Pads.
Oh, wait. Do you know what glycolic acid does?
No. Would you like to explain, Jay?
Yes. So, glycolic acid in the skincare world... glycolic acid is an AHA, which is an alpha hydroxy acid, which basically just like exfoliates the top layer of your skin to get rid of like the dead skin cells with acid instead of like scrubbing it off with like a scrub. So I hope you got all of that, guys.
That was actually really interesting. Thank you, Jay. That was extremely informative. So in here we have, and it comes inside in this beautiful pink box. This color, actually, look how well, this is really specific. Look how well this color, this pink, goes with my green wall back here. Those colors actually complement each other beautifully. Anyway, sorry, that's besides the point. So you've got this lovely little container inside. Glycolic glow pads, resurfacing, clarifying, brightening. Wow, okay. So that is... so you can use those to exfoliate then? Jay?
Yes.
Delayed response. You've had a long weekend.
Yes, I have.
That's going to be very useful because I'm moisturized. But, you know, I've always got these little red patches on my face, which go away the more I moisturize. But obviously there's a limit to that. Maybe that'll be something that helps with that. Next, we're going to move on to the Bellamy Tan Dreams Luxury Tanning Sleep Mask. This is an overnight tanning, rich, creamy formula. And it has in it hyaluronic acid, vitamin B5 and C, goji berry extract, raspberry extract, and ceramides.
I can tell you what... Wait, what was the first ingredient? hyaluronic acid.
Yeah. Someone said, by the way, a night sky color of tangerine. That is an excellent reference. Jazzy H, you win the best lyric quotation thing of the stream. So the face mask. You were saying, Jay?
So hyaluronic acid, it can hold like, I think it's like a crazy number. I think it's like 100 times its weight in water. So
Wow.
yeah, so it's very hydrating for the skin. Loads of companies use it to use it in like moisturizers or even just like serums. And yeah, so when you use hyaluronic acid, you should have a damp face because like all of that moisture will be absorbed into your skin.
Can I just say, guys, I feel like Jay's in his element right now. Like, the knowledge level is unreal. For those of you who are just joining, basically, I was at Irish Eurosong on Friday night. They give out a gift bag. And in that gift bag was a series of these tanning products. So I'm going through them now. Next, we're going to have the luxury baby kabuki brush.
The what?
The luxury baby kabuki brush. It says so right there.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's a brush. What is it for? What does it say it's for? It's densely bristled. The thickness of this brush makes it easy to buff a product onto a skin. It does kind of look like a cupcake, doesn't it?
No.
Okay.
No, it doesn't.
I thought it does. This one's sealed, so I'm not going to open it. I mean, it's a makeup brush, I guess, basically. I don't understand such things. Next, we have the Triple Action Glycolic Body Scrub. Apply liberally and in circular motions to cover all areas. For external use only. What happened that made them have to give that warning?
Someone was trying to exfoliate from within. Adam P just messaged me that brush is for the bronzer.
Okay, right, that makes sense. There was 2 big bottles of like tanning like stuff and bronzer that I couldn't bring home, so it probably pairs one of them. So you were talking about, so this would like exfoliate then, right?
Yes.
After 5 minutes without water, begin gently exfoliating using the Bellamy Anti-Exfoliating Mitt. It says...
Yes, make sure when you're using glycolic acid or any acid, except from maybe hyaluronic acid. Yeah. If you're using any strong acid like an AHA or a BHA, don't put it on a damp face. Because that will hurt.
It will hurt. So once you've used this, make sure to rub it off with the skin ham. So, moving on to the last item. Oh, I just dropped one on the floor. The last item, the self-tanning gradual moisturizer.
Gradual moisturizer.
So, this says to wax or shave 24 hours before use. Wax? Jeez. And you should apply this in circular motions upwards, starting from your ankles as well. My question with this would be, there's not very much of it. So you can moisturize and tan once, I guess, with this. Is the whole thing with this then it's like you tan and moisturize at the same time?
Yes.
Have you ever used one of these? Do you understand how these work?
Do you think I tan?
No.
Do you think I use fake tan, Gabe?
No, Jay, no, I don't.
Be so for real.
You know about skincare products, so I was thinking maybe you knew about this one. You knew about all the other ones.
I have no idea about, like, fake tan. Nuh-uh. Nothing.
Okay, well, nor do I. You're ready to tan, but when will you? Ben. Banned forever. Banned forever. Gabe really cementing his status as the straight man of the Euro fandom. This funny, there was a tweet, I'm going to find it actually. There was a really funny tweet on exactly the same theme this week that I'm going to quickly try and track down It was about a melody. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I found it. Right, this one. Let me change the shot. There we are. This one about the hair, about the helicopter hair at Benidorm Fest. Someone legitimately told me it was some cultural tradition. I didn't know whether it was true or not, but then I was like, well, I want to be cautious with this because if it is, I don't want to seem like a complete idiot, right? Because I try, hopefully you guys have noticed that I try to like go out of my way to research the cultural references and stuff that I usually don't get in the videos. This one, so yes, I completely, I think I made a lot of people laugh with that unintentionally. I hope you found it amusing too. Well, so Jay, what is your overall impression and what's your favorite product? Firstly, my favorite is the exfoliating ham.
What? We're reviewing the products now. Okay.
No, I just think this is my favorite because I can't get over the fact it looks like a ham.
It looks like ham. You know that thing I sent you on Instagram? Like, is this ham processed?
Oh.
That's all I can think about.
Thank you for the donation. Siamon CZ, will you react on the acoustic version of Kiss Kiss Goodbye or will you save it for later? I'm going to save it for the full thing just because we're running out of time. And I want to dedicate some time to the full thing. I did think he sounded good though. Let's quickly cover it. I thought Adonis sounded really good. No coincidence that he shot up the odds. I really love his voice. And honestly, genius promotion from the Czech delegation. It was so smart to put him on a show like that and just drop that out into the world. Like, in my opinion, I was really impressed. Someone said ham party in the sky. Oh yeah, let's quickly talk about Laika. Talk about Emmy, Laika party in the sky. You will see this in the video, but this is a small spoiler. Contrary to what the video I posted on my timeline suggested, which was a very small sneak preview, I'll show you now, which was this. Let me play it at actual reasonable volumes. Shout out to MJ, by the way, on the right.
MJ, we love MJ.
We do love MJ.
I'm an idiot. You shouldn't listen to any of my opinions. I know nothing about the Eurovision Song Contest. I know nothing at all.
Contrary to what that video says, GJ, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Zero Allison there. I appreciate that so much. I love you, GJ. By the way, it looks like my alerts haven't been working for a little while, so I may have missed a few. Sorry if that is the case. Contrary to that, immediately before the results, I asked each person on the table, and I said, who's going to win? You know who was the only person to say... Actually, that's not fair. MJ said Emmy, but also said Bobby Arlo. And I think Adam might have said Emmy and one other. I was the only one who only said Emmy. So I actually, immediately before the results, predicted it correctly. But I had completely not seen it coming up to that point. The reason why this clip exists is because I was thinking about the fact that it had taken me until it had slapped me in the face in the room for me to actually see that it was the clear winner on the night. And I do want to address one thing. Again, I'll talk about this in the video on Friday. There's been a lot of discussion about Emmy's nationality. What I will say is, the Irish public have now given this 12 points. They gave it their maximum score. In my opinion, that means the question is dead. Like, actual Irish people chose to send this to Eurovision. It wasn't some small juries or whatever. Irish people wanted this to go to Eurovision. So for me, discussion over. Discussion over.
Did we already talk about Eurosong?
No, but I'm deliberately going light on it because we've got a whole video on it. I will say a couple of things that probably won't be in the video. One was Bobby Arlo's reaction. In particular, Bobby Arlo said, you know, that she was a Charlie XCX among Adele's, and that the show was geared up for producing for Adele's rather than Charlie XCX's. Said that Ireland was a homophobic country. I actually think I want to put it in context, which is that I did see Bobby on the night because we were sat right behind her in the room. be a very good sport while the results were coming out, applauding for others, congratulating Emmy, all of that. She did make a brief appearance at the after party as well. She came to say hello to people. I think also, I do feel for Bobby, coming in as the favourite, it was a pretty hard fall down to earth, especially considering that, as far as we can tell, nothing really went right like it should have gone. Bobby said that they didn't like any of the camera angles. Their voice was knackered and meant that they didn't sing well. They had to alter their staging, I believe, as well. So I understand why Bobby is really gutted. Really, really gutted. She should have taken a bit more time? Yes, I think it was maybe not the best thing to do that response on social media, and she has now taken a break from social media. I'm just saying that I feel like some of these responses, it was maybe, I think she should have waited a little longer to sort of take the time to decompress. I'm sure she probably thinks that too now, but often like you post stuff on social media without thinking first. I've done that plenty of times where I've tweeted something out of anger and gone, well, that was stupid. Full disclosure, 2023, immediately after the results, I was like, it's a disgrace. And then I woke up in the morning and thought that was a really stupid tweet, and I deleted it. As for did I throw away the goodie bag itself, so I couldn't get it in my bag. It actually wouldn't fold flat. So if I'd taken it with me, it would have got ruined in my bag. It would have got folded away. So instead, I had to leave a couple of things behind in the bag.
That poor bag.
Yeah. So those stayed behind in Dublin.
Adam P just messaged me about Emmy participating. He says, just to get like a Irish thought there.
Yeah.
Although we don't appreciate it, this will become something that goes down in Eurovision lore and history. There will be fans in 10 to 15 years who will talk about the dog song being their first Eurovision memory, like Lordi and Verka and Jedward Jedward. This is Eurovision culture, and the entirety of the nation is backing this song. It's going to have as much of an effect as Lipstick did in 2011. It'll be a song that I can't speak. It'll be a song that'll soundtrack Irish kids' childhood for years to come.
I think that's actually a very nice sentiment. I think that's a really nice sentiment.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I can kind of see it. You know, there is a certain set of songs where people look back, even if they didn't get to win the show, even if they didn't do too well, where people look back and go, oh, that one. You know, that one is so, you know, that was so silly and fun. I mean, there are varying levels of this. The Moldovan examples, I think, are the prominent ones, which are obviously Trena Lettel, Epic Sax Guy. You know, ones that sort of became icons without winning, without doing too well. I don't think it's quite Jedward level. But I do think, yes, this has the potential to be one of those songs that for years people go, oh, that song about Like the Dog, you know? Some people are going to really hate it. Some people are going to really, really hate it. But some people are going to really like it. Just being divisive isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? Now we've reached towards the end. We're after 10 o'clock here. We're just going to go a little bit longer just to make sure we cover anything. I'm getting my phone here, where I've been keeping an eye on all of you. And I'm going to get up my Eurovision scoreboard. And we're going to have a little look.
Are we doing this again?
Yes, we are. And we're going to have a little look at our tops. So, we're not going to do our full 12. We'll do the top 5, because I think doing 12 each...
Top 5.
It's going to be quite difficult. A few people, by the way, are asking about semi-finals of national selections. In the interest of time, there's so much to cover, and there's only so much time we have, and we're only 2 people, right? We want to go through things in some depth, right? And take our time and not, like, have to rush through. But also, like, I mean, take me. I'm sat in my living room. If I'm sat in my living room streaming, what does that mean for my girlfriend who also lives with me? She can't come in her own living room because it would disrupt the stream. So naturally, like, we have to be, we have to do things in the right way, right? We have to be respectful to our own families and people, and we also have to be, do things in enough depth to be able to do that in a relaxed way. it means, we're just going to have to talk about things after the selections are finished. With the exception, of course, of talking about the exfoliating ham. That's more important. My fifth place is Ukraine, actually, at the moment. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of, I just moved it up because it pushed Latvia down into sixth, I'm afraid. That's a bit of a spoiler, I know, but covering Armenia's next Sunday. Yes, if Armenia is next weekend, then we'll do Armenia. Anyway, it really speaks to me. I mean, I do have that kind of proggy side of me, which helps with this. But I really enjoy the song. Like I said, I think that backing vocalist absolutely eats it up. Those high sort of whistle notes are gorgeous. And I don't get the hate. I think it's really nice. It's, it's a bit like out the box, doing something different, and I really enjoy it. I should say, by the way, I like every single song in my top 10 at the moment very, very much. So Latvia, I still love. It's just, it's already crowded at the top there. How about you, Jay? Your fifth place?
My fifth place is Greece. Astromata.
So we talked about this last week. I presume things like
Yes.
similar. Staging needs work. Song's great.
Yeah. I've listened to it a bit more now, and yeah, I like it a lot.
By the way, I want to see all of your top fives in the chat because we did this last week and it was great to see so many people, so many different opinions, so many different songs at number one, which is really refreshing to see as well. I'm seeing a lot of Albania at the top. I'm seeing a lot of Finland at the top. I'm sure we'll talk about both of those songs in a minute. Seeing a lot of Malta as well, doing well. Someone put Finland in every single spot. Someone just typed the word Greece. So I guess that's their favorite. My number 4, speaking of Greece, is Greece.
Way.
Same reasons as you. Same problems as you. I think they're going to be fixed.
Yeah.
Number 3. This is a song that last week I put at number 1.
Wait, did you...
Oh, you need to do number 4, don't you? Sorry, I just...
Yes, I do.
You tell me, Jay. Go ahead.
My number 4 is Belgium. Red Sebastian. Still a great song. Red Sebastian, yes. Still a great song. I still love working out to the song, basically. So, yeah.
Fair enough. It's in my top 10 still. It's not my top 5. I've come around to it a little bit in the last week, especially the sort of breakdown section I'm enjoying more. So I think this might be a bit of a grower. Maybe in sort of a few weeks, it'll creep up my rankings a little bit. My third place is Albania. Between third and second was no different, really. It could have been either way around. I love them for very different reasons. I think I've spoken at length already about sort of how good this song is as an artistic piece, as well as just something that's fun to listen to. It's dramatic. Still crazy underrated in the odds, by the way. It's qualifying easily. It's going to finish quite high, in my opinion. And yet, they're just... No one's really... I just don't get why it's so low in the odds. And like, look at chat right now. It's in everyone's like top 3. Everyone loves this song. So I feel like hopefully it'll surprise the betting markets and do much better than that. Your number 3 is?
My number 3 is, as William Lee Adams said, serving face. What did he say?
Serving face, serving vocals, serving cunt, I think it was.
Yes. Malta. That, like, come on. It's a great song.
It's just outrageous.
The staging was incredible. Our first reaction to the live was hilarious. We were sat in a McDonald's in Dublin.
Yeah.
Like,
with our jaws on the floor.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my number 3.
My number 2 is Malta. Like I said, I mean, it feels like apple and oranges comparing this with something like Zerum. And like I said, they're basically dead level. But the thing that I'm going to at the minute and I'm deriving the most enjoyment from is just listening to Malta, because I just think, like I say, I really love things that are outrageous and bold and, sort of shocking. And this, for me, I just love it because it is so outrageous, but it's so well performed. Her vocals on Saturday were amazing. She was so good. She was so nervous on Thursday. She sounded way better by Saturday. And I think
improvement was insane.
And it's a really good sign. I want to shout out, by the way, I saw, Gratitude, her, who I actually bumped into in the queue for London Eurovision Party last year and was also in the Maltese national final last year, posted, I think, on Twitter or Instagram somewhere, saying that he's known Mirjana for like 13 years and have seen Mirjana develop as an artist. So I think it's really fun. Mirjana is the topic now. It was Greta last year, but it's Mirjana now. And I'm sure Greta would agree with that. Number one.
No, I still need to do my number 2.
Oh, for God's sake. I guess I'm so excited about my number 1. I just can't. Just say it. Go. Number 2. Go.
Me too. My number 2 is Albania. Zerm. What an amazing song still. Every time I listen to it, it gets better. Like, they put something in this song. It's just, like, I can't stop listening to it. It's great.
I mean, yeah. I've just ranted about how great the song is. I think there's still headroom for it. I should say that as well. I think there's still headroom for it to be even better. Like I said, we just need a little more presence in the and a little less nerves in the spoken word section. I find it really funny in chat. I just saw next to each other someone say Zerm is incredible and did not age at all. The very next message, Zerm is not that good. Honestly, never change, you guys. Never change. And I love how mostly well-behaved people are in chat, by the way. Only occasionally saying things that make me gasp and horror after I've read them. You keep me on your toes. I'll say that for sure. As for our number 1, should I just count down from 3 and we'll both say it?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Finland.
Finland, of course. Like, what did you expect from us?
I mean, like, I think I might just sort of, by way of demonstrating what I think of this song, I'm just going to point at the video. I think I'm just going to point at the video and just be like, look, this is what I think. This is what I think. Finland, this is your chance. Finland, this is your chance.
I think they have a very good chance.
Especially knowing that performance was that good with a broken in-ear. It just adds another gap on top. Someone's asked me, interestingly, any songs in the current lineup that top it. So for me personally, the thing that comes closest is Katarsis, Tavo Akis, which we talked about last week, from Lithuania, is stunning.
Great song.
GJ says it's also Europe's chance to experience a female climax because most of them never have.
Thanks for your input, GJ.
Well, that said, I think I think probably most women will be able to relate to 3 minutes of action followed by a very sudden ending, as is expressed through the medium of ish, that one's a shout out to all the rugby lads in British pubs out there who are masters at that particular trade. Moving swiftly on. I think it's just right now. I think Ish is the one to beat. There's been nothing else in any national final. The spectre of Mons Zelmerlo is still haunting me a little bit. I'm a little scared.
Erika versus Mons, the split screen at the end. Terrifying.
If the same thing that happens, if the same thing happens that happened in 2023, like I look back now, I've had a long time, I accept it. If that happened, but it was Erika and Mons Zelmerlo, I would be in the news. I would be in the news.
Oh, what crime would you commit? Arson.
Many.
You're an arson person.
Many.
I've seen your
I'd commit
candles.
many crimes. Many crimes. For legal reasons, this is a joke. But I'd commit many crimes.
Great. Well,
And that's my opinion on if Mons beats Erika, because he gets absolutely boosted in the jury. I don't think that's going to happen though. Hopefully.
we pray.
Yeah. With that, I think it's 20 past 10, and I really need the toilet. So
I'm hungry.
I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Jay, last week I rudely cut the stream off before you were able to say goodbye, so I'm gonna ask you to go first this week and say any final thoughts, and then goodbye to everyone.
Okay. Any final thoughts? If you wake up ill and you have to fly somewhere, please bring whatever tablets that you need to make you not ill. Because, well, I'll hint at it in the video. Bye guys. Okay, your turn, Gabe. Gabe.
Well, okay. Thanks everyone for coming. It's been a really fun stream again, even if there was some... you guys successfully managed to accidentally make me... ESC Bangladesh, you're in trouble. Anyway... Thanks so much, everyone, for coming again. It's honestly been really fun, and I really love doing this. I really love seeing everyone in chat. I love seeing everyone sort of arguing and everyone being like, yeah, I love it. I hate it. You know, it's super fun. I really love the community we're building up here. And it's great to see, even just this week, loads of familiar faces, loads of people who were here, last week and the week before. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to have a bunch more national finals to talk about next week. I will say, because we're going to be in Estonia, the stream may look a little bit different. It may be that we have to change some things around. We'll be in the same place. It just might be a little bit more low tech. We'll figure it out. But we are still planning to stream next Sunday from Tallinn. So that'll be really fun. And we'll be able to give you our instant reaction to all of the national finals that have taken place next weekend. For now, I am going to say thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe and follow on Twitch if you haven't already. We are very close to 27,000 subscribers, so if you subscribe, you could make it happen tonight. So everyone go and do that right now. Press the button. I know it's there. We're going to have a video about Ireland, 8 p.m. on Friday. We're going to be back here at the same time, 7 p.m. on Friday, not 8 p.m., 7 p.m. We're going to be back here at 8 p.m. on Sunday, streaming again. And that's all there is really to it. So I will say, have a good night, everyone. I hope your national final winners have so far been doing quite well, and we'll see you all in 7 days.